Hey, what is up everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Ethereum, which is currently slightly outperforming the market. It's up 1.6%. Bitcoin saw a slight flash crash today, down to $95,250. Before we jump into all the news we have to uncover on Ethereum, make sure you guys go check out the Discord down below. It will be the first link in the description. You can see on the screen just how many wins our members are getting from copying our trades. Inside Discord, you can only copy our trades, but you can also copy my long-term portfolio, and you can copy all my strategies that I personally use to trade, so you can trade for yourself as well. So yeah, make sure you check it out. It will be the first link in the description. Now, Ethereum has been performing quite well, and the main reason for that is because of its major ETF inflows. So, you know, a lot of people expect when these ETF inflows happen for us to get an instant sort of pump. However, that's not really the case, because you have to remember as well is that it's not just a one-time buy that these sort of hedge funds do. They're not trying to, you know, manipulate the market in a way where they buy for, you know, billions worth and then we see a huge pump and then all the retail are able to sell. They instead have to distribute it evenly, where they might not accumulate necessarily all at one time, so they might spread it across, you know, a different sort of time period, so they're able to get a good enough entry. Now, their best entry yet is still way above where we're at right now. I think their best entry was at like 2.86k, so even if you're entering now, you're entering at a way lower price than they were, and they were entering as well on this major pump. So, you know, another thing these hedge funds aren't trying to do is necessarily day trade into profits where they buy and sell within a few minutes. They're here to hold for the longer term, and it's mostly their investors that are actually investing the money, and these investors are just simply trying to not only preserve the capital but earn more than the inflation rate. So they're not necessarily trying to earn these massive multiples, so they don't mind buying in at, you know, a 10-20% deficit if it means they can get 100% in a few years, maybe a few months, even if Ethereum does start to perform well as it should. Now, that being said, ETF inflows have slowed down a bit during this week and last week. Last week we had roughly $10 million worth of inflow, which wasn't a lot. It was by Fidelity, and they're a $5 trillion assets under management hedge fund, so it's not a lot to them, but it's still some inflow regardless. And again, they're not trying to, you know, invest every single day, so it will be some time until we see some sort of repercussion of those investments, and it necessarily might not even be from that. Instead, it might be from some news, some catalysts, and that's when we'll see the major pump. Now, another thing I want to uncover is a heat map. So I checked the Binance Bybit heat maps, a lot of exchange heat maps on the 1 day, 1 week, 1 month chart as well. Ethereum hasn't got a lot of liquidations, which means there's not a lot of futures trades happening on it. You know, most of the futures trades happen on Bitcoin because of how liquid it is and just how volatile it is. It's so easy to trade in comparison. It's essentially the market mover. You know, when something crashes in crypto, Bitcoin is the first thing that crashes. If something is reversing, Bitcoin is that thing that is first to reverse. So usually if you're catching something, you want to catch Bitcoin, and then you can move into the alts. Now, with ETH, we had a huge pump up today leading up to the stock market open. Now, even in the Discord, which you can join in the link in the description, I called, you know, last week that everyone should be watching this pattern that happens, which is we get this, I can't even move here, but we get this sort of pump just before stock market open all the way up to stock market open, which is 2:30 my time, so 2:30 p.m. right here on this candle, which is nearly where the top was, and that's when we see a crash. So it's been happening for a very long time. It even happened on Bitcoin. We got a run up to 2:30 p.m. the top candle, and we crashed down. It's a very simple trade to take. You don't even have to really watch the price. You know, you just enter whenever the 2:30 candle opens. You can set stop to the previous high, profit to the previous low, even though if you're on previous low usually works. Yes, the risk to reward might not be great, but the win rate is so big that it doesn't really matter. Now we are obviously crashing off. Again, we sort of talked about this and how we're going to fall below 95,000 in this morning's video. If you didn't watch that, make sure you go check it out. The S&P hasn't broken through an all-time high yet. It's a holiday actually, I think. Okay, it's not a holiday, but okay, the stock market is closed as it's Washington's birthday, so I didn't even notice that, but it appears the trend regardless happens on this time of stock market open, even though the stock market didn't open. So maybe there's some sort of bot that auto sells or auto trades this with mass capital, because it dumps the entire market. So maybe that's what's happening. I'm not too sure, because we usually get a stock market dump, which is what happened today, and we didn't even have a stock market open. Interesting. Okay, I just found that out now. So yeah, definitely an interesting thing. Maybe it is a bot. You know, usually the stock market heavily influences this crash. So very interesting, very interesting. Hopefully, I mean, it will probably happen again tomorrow. Stock market does open tomorrow, so if you do follow the strategy, you know, and you're curious to why today we crashed and it wasn't a stock market market open, you might want to hold off or go slightly lighter in entry size tomorrow, just to observe. But yeah, interesting to see. Regardless though, still the same crash, still the same exact pattern that happens. And yeah, we were talking about how Bitcoin is going to fall below 95,000 in this morning's video simply because of the liquidation levels that we have there, and then we should moon to 110 hopefully by the end of March, at least by March. You know, by March it's still very possible. If we get a lot of big candles, it's going to be like a 10, 15, 20% move, so definitely very possible to do in a week, 2 weeks at max. Another major thing about ETH, it's at a really good level to even buy in at now for the long term futures trade. I wouldn't really be trying to look for one right now as we're in no man's land. So yeah, you're still gonna, you know, have a lot of deficit to the top and bottom, and when with futures it's with leverage, so essentially you're just gonna have a multiplied downside automatically, whereas on spot, you know, you can easily enter here sort of risk-free, just dollar cost averaging down lower and constantly DCA down, which is what I like to do, usually with 3 entries. So if you're not in ETH yet, you can set this as your, you know, current market price entry, first entry. Second entry could be slightly lower here at 2.38k, somewhere around here, and then your third entry could be, you know, 2k for example. That would be a 30% crash, which would be insane. But yeah, then you're essentially prepared for the best and worst case scenario. You know, best case, something happens, a major catalyst happens and we flip, we go straight to the moon and we hit 50% profit. Worst case, we see a 30-40% crash, all your entries get hit, you're now sized in effectively, and if we do go back to the top, or when we do go back to the top I should say, you're at 100% profit. So this is usually the best way to do it, and it's the way I've been doing it for a very long time. Now other coins like HBAR and XRP have been falling off. HBAR, you know, second entry is going to be 18 cents, so we're still not there yet. It is falling off. I'm surprised to see, because this is a very strong support that we have, and to see it break after such a long consolidation is interesting, to say the least. Maybe it's getting slightly weaker, but I doubt it. 0.618 level are going to be an amazing DC, you know, this bottom of the wick. If it does fall to it, it might not even fall to that level. But yeah, XRP resisted the 0.618 level in the fib, now is falling down again. We talked about this, should bounce off the 0.5, and all of the coins are practically in the exact same boat. We saw a massive dump last week, which was then followed by a slight consolidation, slight pump back up. Not really a pump though, it's more of a consolidation. We consolidated up to a resistance level, which was previously support, and now we're seeing a reversal from that resistance down to the next support, which is higher than the previous support, if that makes sense. So practically it's been quite a boring sort of weekend for crypto. Not much has happened. We're going to be waiting for a few catalysts. Hopefully they do come out. You know, major catalysts would be the XRP ETF being launched, the Solana ETF being launched, Litecoin ETF. I don't know if that will perform as well, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, Solana and XRP will definitely be the biggest ones. Solana, down 6%, crashing through this major support. Maybe meme coins are dying down because, you know, we've not seen Solana below the support for quite a while. Hopefully it is just a wick. We'll see. If not, 160, here we come. Worst case, high 150s. So that's what we're going to be watching out for Solana as well. Yeah, it's sort of in the same boat that Ethereum was with the NFTs all way back when in 2021. So similar boat, you know, maybe it should climb higher than this level. Hopefully 5k, I think, should be quite an easy level for ETH, especially with now the institutional investors. Previously with the NFTs, all the hype was these NFTs, but I don't think they were even as big as, you know, the meme coins that we have now with Solana. So yeah, obviously we had very large NFTs like Bored Apes and Punks. However, the main issue with those was they weren't actually being traded, so everyone would buy ETH and then just hold these NFTs. Nobody wanted to sell. It was just a lot of FOMO. Everyone just kept holding, and then we obviously got the market crash. Whereas with Solana meme coins, it's, you know, very fast instant trading. So yeah, I mean, two different sides of the same story, but we'll see. Maybe Solana falls to like 160, climbs back up to 240-ish. I do expect it to go higher than, you know, 296, which was its all-time high, especially with an ETF launch. As long as it is able to navigate from the meme coins, I think it should do okay. You know, ETH struggled to navigate away from NFTs in 21, which was its obviously major downfall, and yeah, led to us crashing to below $1,000. That's insane. So yeah, definitely one to keep an eye on. Now, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Again, if you want to be copying my trades every single day, then check out the Discord down below. You need a place to buy, sell, or trade cryptocurrency, then use the exchanges that I use. And when you sign up with my links, which are going to be left down below in the description, then you not only get some sign up bonuses, but you'll also get lower fees on your trades. And who doesn't love lower fees? That's, you know, the main thing that takes away from your profit. So yeah, make sure you sign up using them. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, guys.